What's going on, guys? This is Aaron from Departures Capital, and we're here with Vikas, Ranjan, Chief Executive Officer, Director, and Co-founder at Vortex Metals. It's a pleasure to have you on today, Vikas. How are you doing?
I'm doing great, Aaron. How are you doing? Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm great. I'm excited to be talking about the company. It's been a little while since we gave the community an update. So can you start by giving us, some information? What have you guys been up to?
Very good. Absolutely. So last 6 months, we have been very focused on, doing our work, engaging the community in Oaxaca, where our projects are. As you know, any mining project is not viable unless you get local support, strong support. And that has been our main focus, So we have done some very good work there. We have engaged with, several communities, agrarian communities and people who live on the land and use the land. And so far, the response has been pretty positive. Nobody has really opposed the project. It takes time. It's always, time-taking process. But we believe that we are making good progress towards, community engagement and eventually their approval, formal approval for us to explore in that area. So that has been a key part. And of course, we have also been, looking at other aspects of, work such as environmental study, which is very advanced. We will talk more about that. So those two areas are very important to us. And, we have been trying to educate investors about the potential in this project. So that has been the key areas of activities for us.
That's great to hear. So the company recently put out a press release updating investors about the community engagement activities it has been advancing in the last months. Can you speak about that and explain why this work is very important for the success of the company moving forward?
Well, as I mentioned before, this is the cornerstone of any exploration company to have a community engagement and their real support, So that has been one of the key aspects of our work. Also, because in order to get drill permit in Oaxaca, where we are operating, or in Mexico for that matter, you have to have community approval as well as environmental study complete, and then you submit those to the mining authority called SEMARNAT, and then they assess and then they give you drill permit. So this has been key area for focus for us. We have engaged with several members of the community. There are probably 500 members who own the land there. And we have been approaching their leadership. We have been talking to several communities and getting them on side with the project, how this project will be beneficial for their development, and also emphasizing our key focus on environmental sustainability and social engagement, which is very, very critical. That we are not here just to extract some minerals and leave people there unattended. Rather, it is a joint venture between this company as well as local communities who are living there. So that would come out from that has come out from this press release as you have read, and will continue to be our key focus in 2023.
So can you speak on the environmental work of the property? My understanding is that this work is at an advanced stage.
Yeah, that's correct. We hope to come out with more comprehensive information on that in the form of press release in the future. However, excuse me, I can tell you that environmental work has been ongoing for a long time. It takes at least a year to do the work which is required in terms of studying the water, soil, flora, fauna, type of biological and biosphere study. So I can say that we have made great progress for the most part. That work is done. We're just sort of tying up some loose ends, and we will be in a position to complete that hopefully very soon.
That's great to hear. So what makes Vortex truly a unique exploration company compared to other projects out there?
Absolutely. As Mike Williams, our executive chairman, likes to say, what is the most important thing in a mining company, especially early stage exploration company? And he says that it's really not the type of commodity which you're exploring. It's not really where you're exploring. Ultimately, it's people. It's really people. And that is where our, the strength is. This project was put together by late David Jones, who we lost, unfortunately, last year. However, he was, a renowned geologist. He was a mine finder. He was credited with, discovery of Los Filos, which is one of the largest mines in Mexico, as you know, gold and silver, 7 million ounces of gold and 55 million ounces of silver produced and counting. So he was very passionate about this project. He assembled this project, by himself, and a lot of work was done before pre-drilling, and he selected high potential targets to drill, which is what we are going to do. We want to carry that work forward. And apart from his legacy and his technical brilliance in terms of putting this project together, right now we have a very strong technical team in Rob Johansson, who is the lead geologist and who is carrying the project, as well as Dr. Jim Franklin, who is a VMS expert. As you know, this is a VMS, volcanogenic massive sulfide project, and Jim is one of the authorities in that field. And on our board, John Larson, another very strong and renowned geologist, is also on our board of directors. On business side, myself and our executive chairman, Mike Williams, we bring a lot of experience from business as well as capital markets aside to take this company forward in terms of capital raising and investor profile enhancement and you name it. So I would say that that is what makes our project really unique in terms of our ability to carry the project forward, but also the potential for a big discovery. This is not one of those projects which will be, if we make a discovery, this will likely be big. So that those kind of, all those factors combined together make us unique.
Definitely. I had the pleasure of interviewing David before everything, and I'm excited to see his legacy carry on as well. So, lastly, can you tell us why the team at Vortex is so excited about drilling the targets at both Zachilla and Riqueza Marina, if I said that correctly?
Yes, Riqueza Marina and Zachilla. Yeah, as I mentioned, this project, David had worked on this for more than 10 years, and this project was joint venture with Oz Minerals, which you might know was recently acquired by BHP for more than $9 billion. Oz was a joint venture partner on this project, and they had to spend more than $2 million US under David's sort of, supervision to do all the work which is required to do before drilling. And he had selected those drilling targets. So this is not a project which is we have to do, from scratch work to get to drill targets, which could lead us to a potential discovery. We have those drill targets. We are very excited to drill simply because all the pre-drilling work, for example, sampling, it has come back very, very strong in the mineralization, especially in, it's a copper gold project. So copper, showing is all over the place. So when you combine that with, geophysical and geochemical and gravity study, you see that the targets are very potent, and we are very excited to drill those targets.
So what would you say your main focus for 2023 would be, and what should we expect from the company?
Very good. So 2023, our main focus is really to advance the project towards, securing our drill permits, which is what we would need to in order to make, the drilling happen. Right now, we are also looking at doing some other work related to, not only refining our targets, but potentially finding new targets. So, for example, trenching, further sampling and other geophysical work and gravity study is also on the cards. But most important, getting the community approval, formal community approval, which can combine with environmental study, which is almost complete. For the most part, we will be then submitting that for drill permits, and so that we can drill those. So that would be very exciting. This company, investors are waiting for that to happen. And we believe that we will have an opportunity to do that this year at some point, as well as, advancing the project in terms of finding, other areas of potential drilling. and other drill targets as we move the project along.
So let's talk about the market now. Commodities have had a very strong start to 2023. It's exciting. I'm definitely excited. Why do you think this is? And, what's your outlook for the rest of the year?
Yeah, you're right. Commodities in general have been strong. And if I remember reading a report by Goldman Sachs, which predicted that commodities may go up by 40-45% year over year this year in totality. Within commodity pockets, there are some really bright spots. For example, copper, as well as gold and silver, as you may see, have been doing pretty good. Generally, the reason is that one is, of course, financial. U.S. dollar is very strong, and at some point it will start to give way to and will devalue, and that helps commodities because they're priced in U.S. dollars. So that's a big factor. But also because demand is very strong and supply is very tight. If you look at copper in particular, that is the situation. And there has not been any new major discovery in many years. So all those factors combined, China opening, as you can see, after 3 years of hibernation, China is going to open. And India remains very strong in terms of economic growth. So, and U.S. is still not in recession and likely will not go into recession. So all those factors, if you combine that, demand is strong, supply is tight, and that will help commodities.
Definitely, it should be an exciting year. So finally, where's the best place for investors and prospective shareholders to find out more information on the company?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say vortexmetals.ca. The website is probably the best place to get all the information in one place, as well as our partners and channels. For example, even on YouTube, your audience will get information on your channel about Vortex, for example. So those are the places where you will see, you can find all the information. But website of Vortex Metals is the real key, piece, and a place where you will find all the information in one place.
Great. Well, thank you so much for those updates, Vikas. Best of luck this year, and we'll have to have you back on.
Thank you so much, Aaron. I really appreciate that, and thank you for your time.
If you like these videos, kindly hit that subscribe button and the bell for notifications. Drop us a comment down below. We'd love to hear from you. And finally, always remember, Departures Capital is for information, education, and entertainment purposes only. Don't buy or sell stock because you heard it on here. Buy or sell stock because you've done your research, you've done your thorough due diligence, and you're making your own personal investment decisions for yourself. This video is not financial advice. Furthermore, this video may or may not have been sponsored by the companies that we've profiled within this video, and we may or may not own shares of any of the profiled companies in this video. If you want to know the full disclosure details, check the description down below, along with thoroughly reading our disclaimer. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I look forward to seeing you in our next video.